Hi guys, thought I'd do a little bit of a video. I've had my 275 trophy now for around about 18 months. Thought I'd do a little bit of a guide in case anyone's thinking of buying one of these, or anything from a 250, 265, 275. They're all very similar. It's just stuff like the little specs that you get, like your seats, your RS monitor, your sat nav, your trim, but effectively they're all pretty much the same car. I went for 275 trophy at ends because I wanted the RS monitor, I wanted the Recaro bucket seats, I wanted sat nav. Absolute minefield trying to find a car that's got all that spec on it on market, so I ended up buying a 275 trophy because they come pretty much standard with everything that I wanted on a car. Thoughts on the car? Out the box, does exactly what you need it to do. You can drive to work and back, you can drive around town, you can go shopping in it, but then you can go to a track on a weekend and pretty much spank most things that are there. Fuel wise, I average about 26 miles to a gallon. On a long run you can get high 30s, maybe low 40s, depending on if you drive like an absolute granny, but I'd say you're looking at around about mid to high 20s at best generally. Servicing wise, pretty much same as every other car, so oil, filter, plugs, nothing special. They all use the same sort of stuff. Prices are about the same, so same as probably your previous cars. What else? Tyres. Now, tyres, depends what you want. If you want a road car, you get cheaper tyres. You get your Rain Sports, probably Michelin Pilot Sport 4 or 4S, probably your best road going tyre. And for occasional track use, it'll be alright. Does a job. I've used them. They held up pretty well. I use Federal RSRs, work out about 130, 140 quid depending on price of them at the time, and that's fitted, so not too bad. Pilot Sports, you're looking at probably round about same 160 fitted a corner, something like that. The Pilot Sport is probably the better all-round car, tyre. The RSR, really good in summer, really good on track, average on road, but when you know that, you drive to your limits. Anything above that, you're talking your AD08Rs, your Toyota 888s, and you're knocking on nearly 200 quid a corner. But overall, they're not too bad. I run 235 40 18s, pretty common size on these. So yeah, price wise, you're looking anywhere between sort of 100 quid a corner to about 160 quid a corner, depending on which tyres you're going to use. So what are these like to drive? I find this really comfy. I absolutely love these Recaro seats. Always wanted them after sitting in a mate's Corsa BXR a fair few years back. So I've always wanted a car with them in, so that was a must when I bought one of these. Driving position, spot on. I like to sit a little bit low in a car. Generally find a lot of cars I sit a little bit too high in. Quite a biggish guy, so I need a bit of leg room on the steering wheel, so it's spot on for me. Visibility, fine out up front. It's like looking at through someone's letterbox when you look behind you, and then you've got a couple of little portholes over here for side windows. Not right great if you've got rear passengers, but I'm never a rear passenger in my own car, so that's not a problem for me. The ride's pretty soft, even though it's on lowering springs. It's not too bumpy, it's not too crashy. Gearbox, it's nothing special. It's a gearbox, does the job. It's not quite as good as my previous car, which was an EP3, which have got excellent gearboxes. I have fitted a CAE shifter in this, just to raise up the shifter. Camera down so you can see that. So yeah, I've put this in just so that the shifter's a little bit easier when you're changing gear on track. Just feels a bit better. Shortens up the throw, but other than that, don't really do a massive amount for performance wise. Cost me about 720 quid. Would I buy one again? I don't know. I think there's better things you can spend 720 quid on, but I've not regretted buying it since I've had it. I just don't think I'd spend 700 quid again. Exhaust. So from standard, I'm told with a box chop it's a pretty good exhaust and it'll do pretty much everything you need your exhaust to do. They sound quite nice, you get a few pops and bangs out of them as well. Mine being the 275 Trophy comes with an Akrapovic exhaust system, which is probably the most expensive system you can buy for one of these. Thankfully it came standard on this. But with a box chop you're looking at about 40 quid if you can do the job yourself. 40-45 quid, half an hour, an hour's labour. You've got everything that you want really. Nice sounding car. Then you can go for your CGR Motorsport, K-Tech systems, RS tuning systems. There's plenty of systems out there that probably anything from sort of 450 to maybe £1,000. And then obviously your Akrapovic, which I think it's definitely getting on towards nearly £2,000, depending on if you can get it in a sale or something. But yeah, I think out box, put a box chop on it and you've got everything that you need really. Brakes. So all meganes from 250, 265, 275 have the same brakes. 4-pot calipers made by Brembo. They do the job. From my experience, the OEM pads and discs do a perfect job on and off track. A lot of people probably disagree, but I think personally it comes down to your driving style. Now I'm really late on my brakes, which probably helps the pads not get too hot. If you brake early long period of time, probably overheat them. What I'd recommend is you get out there, do a track day, see if they work. If they don't, look at upgrading them. Plenty of brake pads out there to choose from for these cars. Anything from, I pay about 55-60 quid for Brembo OEM pads. You can pay anything up to nearly 300 quid a brake pad if you wanted to. Entirely up to you, but again, get out there, see what works for you. Suspension, standard out the box, again with these cars, does the job, absolutely bang on. You don't really need to do much with them. I've lowered mine, purely just for looks wise, no real performance upgrade. Mine's on H&R springs, lowers it about 35mm. If you get the cup chassis, which I recommend you would do, they're slightly lower and slightly stiffer straight out of factory, so you don't really need to do anything other than if you want to upgrade. Upgrades wise, you've got plenty of choices again, like with everything in these cars. everything from your BC coilovers that are going to be about 900 quid, your lowering springs that you're looking at about 220, 200 quid-ish, right up to your KWs that can be anything from like 2 grand onwards. Just depends how extreme you want to go, really. It does the job. But there's a lot of new cars now, got far superior engines if you want to start tuning up and going for stupid power, but that's not really what Renaults are about. About getting around a track quick, not all about stupid power. And to be fair, once you get to about 350 brake, you're going to start struggling with these cars anyway, and probably ruin what they're all about. Mods wise, anything from the 250, 265, 275, once you stick a map on them, they're all exactly the same. So it doesn't matter which you get, once you start tuning them, they're all going to have the same results. Mine at the moment sat around about 295, around about 295, 300. It's just got a drag and drop map on it. It's nothing special. The car is booked in to EFI for mapping on Saturday the 16th. The Monday prior to that, it's off to Ricky P for the decap fitting. I've got a 3-inch K-Tech decap going on, so hopefully see around about 315, 320 when that's mapped in. Probably gain a little bit of exhaust note from that as well, but I think that'll be pretty much me done with tuning wise. Anything else, and you're talking hybrid turbos onwards. But I personally don't think you need it. I think a remap livens it up a little bit, and if you can drive on a track, there's not much that's going to be keeping up with you, and you're not really going to struggle with much. A decat, probably just free it up a little bit more. I'm doing it just because I've got bored, as we all do. So yeah, engine wise, it does the job. It's not as refined as some of the newer stuff that's in like your Type R's, the TFSI engine that's in alt VAG group cars, but does the job.